About 9 months ago, I did a video talking about how White Men Can't Jump should never be remade. And now we have proof of why in fact that is true. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
White Men Can't Jump 2023 is described as a modern-day remix of the iconic 1992 film, where seemingly opposite street ballers, Jeremy, played by Jack Harlow, an injury-prone former star, and Kamal, played by Sinqua Walls, a has-been prodigy, team up to take one final shot at living out their dream.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it, but it's all psychological.
I know we say this all the time, but on a list of movies that do not require an update, White Men Can't Jump should be at the very top of that list. Its themes are timeless, the comedy works to this day, and it was very much the perfect combination of elements coming together at the right time to create movie magic. The biggest reason why the original worked was because of the chemistry between Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. Two very charismatic actors who play off of each other very well, and create a dynamic between their characters in the film that just cannot be replicated.
Oh, it is hard goddamn work being this good.
To be clear, Jack Harlow and Sinqua Walls are not playing Billy and Sydney, they are playing two completely new characters. So the idea is to not completely rip off the original, I guess, but to simply just try to cash in on an established brand name. And I'm here to tell you that it just doesn't work.
Get the f*** out of here. No, I cannot. It's serious.
First of all, I'm not sure that whoever wrote this actually understands the meaning behind the title, White Men Can't Jump. It's called that because the white player in that movie is insecure about his own natural abilities, and it kinda leads to him experiencing setbacks in his life. Yes, of course, it is racially motivated, but the movie climaxes with him overcoming all of that, realizing his potential, and dunking to win the game.
White men can't jump.
This 2023 version, however, should have been called Kamal Can't Get Over Shit. The focus this time is very much on Kamal, a character that missed the opportunity to go pro because of his hot-headed nature. It's clear to me that they were trying to give this character a bit more depth than the Sydney character had in the original, but all they really did was make him considerably more boring and less charismatic.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
As for Jack Harlow, I know he makes music, but I honestly couldn't tell you the first thing about him. He was fine, I guess, in his acting debut, but again, his character in this movie is just a much less entertaining version of his 1992 counterpart. I mean, he's got a few one-liners here and there, but it's all safe, nothing that really pushes the envelope. And pushing the envelope in the dialogue is exactly what made White Men Can't Jump feel so real. In this version, it feels like they were trying not to upset people, more so than their goal was to actually make people laugh.
Bring it on, bad boy. Excuse me, I'm talking here.
He also physically can't jump. Outside of being white, he also has 2 torn ACLs. So now he is a vegan basketball instructor who sells cleanse drinks on the side. I don't know what any of that does to improve this story, but it certainly was a choice. Even the relationship between the two characters felt much safer this time around. And the struggle for them to look past their differences and learn to respect each other is actually much more glossed over this time around.
Not impressed.
There was just a natural progression to things in the original, where they built the relationship slowly as more and more issues popped up along the way. In this one, it seems like one minute they're fighting and the next minute they're teammates. Definitely not as much conflict in the 2023 version. It just didn't feel like they put in the work to make their relationship feel organic. One of the best things about the original as well is the banter, the jokes, the insults, the back and forth between characters.
Keep my mama out of this, brother.
She's out. What time you want me to bring the bitch back?
It's all legendary stuff, and it's dialogue that's quotable for days. Meanwhile, I don't think there was one insult or joke that actually stood out to me in the 2023 version. They try to slide in jokes about how the racial differences thing is outdated, but the jokes about racial differences in the original and how they were handled is precisely why that movie is still relevant today.
Ironic.
So again, it feels like they kind of overthought things and completely misunderstood the point of the original. To me, the best remakes will take what works about that first movie and try to take it in a new and exciting direction. But to me, there was nothing new or exciting or fresh about the new White Men Can't Jump. I feel like the goal was to make this movie a bit more dramatic, both with the personal lives of the characters as well as their financial struggles. But the personal stuff just came off like a Disney Channel movie plot to me, and the financial struggle aspect was much more impactful in the '92 version.
That makes sense.
So what we are left with is a movie that feels kind of pointless, to the surprise of no one. Let me put it this way, the music selection was probably the best thing about the remake. And that's just because whoever made that decision chose to play good music. That has nothing to do with the actual plot or characters written for this film.
Put some effort into it!
Overall, White Men Can't Jump felt like the forced version of White Men Can't Jump that nobody asked for. This right here is proof why you aren't doing anyone involved with this movie any favors by putting them in a movie that's only going to come off like a cheap imitation of a beloved classic. I'm sure modern 18-year-olds will probably love it because they have no concept of the original and probably simp for Jack Harlow.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you?
But as a movie, even if you aren't comparing it to the original, it just didn't feel like anything about this worked. It felt like the very definition of trying to cash in on an established name. That's why I'm going to give White Men Can't Jump 2023 the Angry Rocky.
That's right, it stinks!
Y'all be cool. Right on.